Looking for a great place for breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Try the Harbor Cove Cafe, located in the beautiful Ventura Harbor. This remarkable gem is locally owned and operated and serves a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites, plus a full espresso bar and delightful tropical libations mixed up by our own Dr. Shocker. Visit them online at harborcovecafe.net or give them a call at 805-658-1639. Harbor Cove Cafe, located at 1867 Spinnaker Drive in the Ventura Harbor. With their delicious food and amazing beverages, the Harbor Cove Cafe is Ventura County's hidden treasure. But now you know where to find it.
Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
Now it's time for Backseat Mogul with R. Scott Bolton. He talks about showbiz because showbiz won't talk about him.
Showbiz is a cruel and shallow money trench, a long plastic hallway where thieves and pimps run free and good men die like dogs for no good reason. There's also a bad side.
This is the Backseat Mogul Show live here on Rough Edge FM. I am R. Scott Bolton. I am the Backseat Mogul, and this is the show where we talk about show business. Sitting to my right, it's weird because I'm pointing left, but Johnny D. Johnny, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Scotty B. How are you?
I am doing just fine, sir. I've got 2 weeks left, a little less than 2 weeks before I'm done with work. And I can spend more time here at Rough Edge Studios doing some editing, smoothing some things out, and doing
writing.
some more writing. Kind of going to write every single day. So anybody who's read a R. Scott Bolton book, you're going to have more to read coming soon.
And you know something? Speaking of R. Scott Bolton books, they're on Amazon.
Right off the top of the show.
And if you've got Amazon Prime, you're going to get free delivery. There's a multitude of books available by R. Scott Bolton.
There's like 8.
Well, that's a multitude.
It is a multitude. It qualifies as a multitude.
There's the H.B. Fisk series.
Yes, there is.
There is the Dead Dick, my favorite one.
Not a series.
Not a series.
Yet.
Oh, that I'm excited about. And then there's the...
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And, and then there's the... I totally spaced on
Brace Heller, Private Detective.
Oh, that's a series of books, and coming soon. Oh yeah, and then there's a spooky one. Ooh.
Neath the Story of a Haunting.
And the latest that's available, they're all available, but the latest that's available is Death and the Mogul.
I just was showing the audience the cover of Death and the Mogul, a Brace Heller novel by me, R. Scott Bolton.
And coming soon will be
The Bowling Bag in the Backseat.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
End of March 2024, coming soon. So
I am looking forward to that. Hopefully I get that one like
hopefully
yesterday.
You'll get it very soon for quality control purposes. John's part of my quality control team. They're a group of people that I tricked into working for free. They read my book and nothing. And they read my books before they're published and report on any errors that they find. And if they have suggestions, I welcome them to make suggestions, and then I usually say no. At least they're welcome to make them.
Yeah, but the best part about it,
it's from out of state. Sorry, it's a line from Sharky's Machine.
Yeah. Okay.
God, I love Sharky's Machine.
Oh, that was best part about that was Dar Robinson.
Dar Robinson was awesome.
God, he was especially.
Have you ever seen the documentary about that particular fall?
Yes, years ago.
Did you see how nervous Burt Reynolds was? Burt Reynolds was about to pass out from nerves. Mm-hmm. He was so concerned about his friend, Dar Robinson, doing that. Was it 12 stories or something like that?
I don't know, but it was a lot. And insane. I know and Burt Reynolds, if I remember correctly, started in the business as a stuntman.
That's true. That's mm-hmm. I think I remember that as well. Sharky's Machine.
And with all the stunts that we saw Dar Robinson do in his career, I mean, some really, really dangerous stunts. And for him to to pass on the way he did. It's just a simple motorcycle accident.
Yeah, who knew? At 220 feet, the stunt from Atlanta's Hyatt Regency Hotel, doubling for the Westin Peachtree Plaza in the 1981 Burt Reynolds film Sharky's Machine, still holds the world record for tallest fall. Pretty impressive.
And he did it backwards because he was shooting as
And
he's
being
falling.
shot.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of both.
So I
If
got
you
to
haven't
see
seen
that movie
Sharky's
again.
Machine, be careful because there's several video versions of it out there. Of course, I know there's this return to VHS, which I don't understand. I gladly threw away 1,100 VHS cassettes at one time, which somebody stole out of the trash can the very next day.
Wish
Kinda
I'd known
interesting.
that.
Why? So you could store them again for 1,600 years?
Movies.
Yeah, VHS movies. Hard. Anyway, we're not talking about that.
Yeah, speaking
We're
of-
not talking about
No,
that.
that-
No, we're not.
Yeah, I got to tell you this one. I was going through some stuff, and I'm actually going through stuff, and I opened up this one long box. I'm going blank VHS cassettes, and you know where I got those from?
You probably should sell them on eBay. Just a fan. John knocked over a fan. So
Yeah, I'm sorry.
the VH versions are out there. Then they released the DVD version of Sharky Machine. I was so excited, and I bought it, and it's all square. They didn't letterbox it. I was pissed. Finally, they released a decent Blu-ray version of that's got the full image and the full sound and everything else. And I try to watch that movie at least once a year. I love that movie.
Okay, with it being on Blu-ray,
Yes.
do you see any of the hidden stuff? Like,
I know, like in Commando.
yeah, Commando.
I don't think so. I'm not sure what there would be. I mean, Dar Robinson's fall was a free fall. It wasn't like he had a rope on him or something. So there's nothing to hide there. I don't remember. You know, when I went to Atlanta, I didn't realize that was I was looking for the actual hotel where that happened. And I wasn't sure I found it. Well, that looks like it. No, that looks like it. But I was probably there and probably saw that building. That's how important Sharky's Machine is to me. I like that movie so much. I was in Atlanta looking for remnants of a movie that's, what is that, 1981?
Oh,
So 40 some odd
probably.
years old.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a great movie. When people ask you what Burt Reynolds' best movie is, you automatically go Deliverance. You just got to go to Deliverance. But then, you know, Sharky's Machine is really up there. So it's tough.
I mean, you know, a lot of the stuff that Burt Reynolds did, you know, they were comedy, but boy, he could do some serious drama.
When he was at his apex, he was a comic actor with the stunt, the Hooper movies and the Smokey and the Bandit movies. And my son, who's my son, so he's indoctrinated into movies and what have you. He loves Smokey and the Bandit. He says that's just like the perfect summer movie, and he's not wrong. It's really, really good
That's
stuff.
the first one.
Another Burt Reynolds movie that I love, and I just watched the other day and just laughed because it's so dark, is The End, where he plays the guy who finds out he's got a disease. I don't think they ever tell you what the disease is, but he's going to die from it. And so he decides he wants to kill himself so he doesn't have to live through the disease. And he winds up waking up in a mental hospital, and the doctor's talking to him about all these different things. And then somebody walks in and goes, "That's not a doctor, that's a patient." And it's Dom DeLuise. and pretty soon he's spending most of his life, what's left of his life, with Dom DeLuise. And they're just crazy together because they were friends, and just good stuff.
Oh, well, Dom DeLuise was Smoking the Bandit. No, not Smoking the Bandit. Cannonball Run.
Yes.
1 and 2.
Probably.
Yeah.
Dom DeLuise was great.
Oh, yeah,
I heard stories about people, they would, I guess he had a house in Malibu, and they would go to restaurants out there. And if Dom DeLuise was there, they said that the people around them would just laugh because that table was having so much fun and making so many jokes that it just spread throughout the entire restaurant. And I can see that. I miss Dom DeLuise. He was, I miss Burt Reynolds too. Burt Reynolds was supposed to be in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He was supposed to play the Bruce Dern role, but sadly he died before he got that chance to film.
Bruce Dern was great though.
Bruce Dern was great. There's no qualms there because it's a great movie.
Burt Reynolds did a couple of TV shows.
Yes, he did.
The one that
we
I
did
remember,
not set out talking about Burt Reynolds, but it certainly turned in that.
Yeah. One that I remember fondly was Riverboat.
Yep. You are so old.
Yes, I am. But
What was Riverboat? What years?
The era it was supposed to.
No. What years was it produced?
Oh, it would have been the 60s.
1959 to 1961. So let me just get this straight, just for the audience out there. John is watching Riverboat in 1961. Scott is being born in 1961. Now we're both old, but oh, sorry.
Yes. And the thing is, I remember because it was on a riverboat, they had a railing. And a lot of times you'd see someone would jump off the boat.
Was it like Batman when they were walking up the walls and the celebrities would
No. No, guy would run over to the railing, put one hand on it, and they'd jump over. And a house that some friends of mine lived in had a porch. It was a raised porch that had a railing around it. And me and my friends are like, I'm like,
17,
James was born. James was a baby. So I was probably about 10. And I ran over to the railing and jumped over. The only thing is one of my feet clipped the top of the railing.
Nice.
And it flipped me over and I landed on my left wrist and I broke it.
You know what? It's too bad they didn't have YouTube back then, because I'd like to watch that video over and over.
Oh, add that one to the bowling
one,
incident.
yeah. We had all kinds of tragedy that befell John.
The one where the person runs a stop sign and I ended up having to lay my motorcycle down.
We're not going to go through a history of your tragedy, are you? Because we don't have time. We've only got 40 minutes left in the show.
Then there was the time.
No, we're moving on. All right. So anyway, I don't know how we ended up talking about Burt Reynolds. I'm glad we did.
Well, we talked about Dar Robinson.
And we did. Well, you talked about Dar Robinson because I dared mention Sharky's Machine.
Yeah, that was it.
And but anyway, that's if you haven't seen Sharky's Machine, check it out. It is at the top of Burt Reynolds movies in general. One of the last movies he did, and I can't remember the title of it, I'll look it up for everybody right now, is he plays a character very much like Burt Reynolds. He plays an older man who was a very successful actor in earlier years, and they throw a film festival for him. So he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to be celebrated this film festival thing, but his agent talks him into it. I think his agent was Elliot Gould, if I remember correctly. So he goes out there and he finds out that the film festival is being held in a tiny little bar somewhere out in like the middle of Oklahoma. And it's kind of an embarrassment because this isn't what he expected. He expected Hollywood, big theater, but as the movie goes on and things develop, you realize that he realizes that, you know what, these are my people. These people love me. And he in turn learns to love them back. And it all works out okay.
I remember that. I don't remember what the title is, but I remember it. What you were talking about, and I never saw that movie.
It's not a great movie by any stretch, but it's entertaining, and because of its subject matter and because Bert's basically playing Bert, it means a lot. As you're watching it, you're going, yeah, okay, I get that. So let's take a look and see what that was called. The Last Movie Star. An aging former movie star is forced to face the reality that his glory days are behind him. On its surface, the film is a tale about faded fame. At its core, it's a Universal Studio story about growing old. And I was wrong. His agent is not played by Elliot Gould. It's played by Chevy Chase. And Ariel Winter is also in it, and she's very good in that movie as well. So I highly recommend that as well. The Last Movie Star with Burt Reynolds. It says it's available on Cinemax. You can rent it on Amazon Prime. And of course, they added this button recently so you can buy the DVD and stuff on Amazon. I'm looking at Internet Movie Database. Anyway, very, very good movie. Adam Rifkin directed it, who's hot and cold. This movie's hot and cold, but it's worth seeing just for Burt Reynolds' performance as a very old Burt Reynolds. Even though, how many movies did he do after that, according to this list?
Well, when did it come out?
That was out in 2017, and he did a TV series. 1 movie, 2 movie, 3 movie, 4 movies after that. Now, whether he did them after that or they were released after that is another story, but I haven't seen any of these. Defining Moments, Shadow Fighter, Henri, and Miami Love Affair. Plus the TV series was Insanity, Florida, which I vaguely remember. but I don't know for sure.
You know, what a lot of people don't realize, a movie could be finished today in the can, as they say, edited, ready to go, but may not be released for anywhere from a month to possibly 6 years.
Well, that's partially true. The fact of the matter is, once a movie's finished, they want it out as soon as they possibly get it out, because every day it sits on the shelf, it costs them money. So they want to get it out as soon as they possibly can, but they have to do the marketing and they have to do the distribution deals. So there is some, time out there, but the only time a movie's out 6 years after it's finished is if it was held up for put in the shelf for some reason, or during COVID, there was a lot of movies that got held up because of that. So,
and then there's some movies where, maybe the actor, the prime actor, went out and did some really stupid stuff, and they decided, we're not going to release this.
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Didn't they shelve? Was it The Flash?
Not because of Adam Driver.
Not Adam Driver. Who played Flash in that
the guy,
movie?
The Flash guy.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I thought it was Adam Driver. No, Adam Driver is the guy from Star Wars.
Kind of.
Ezra Miller.
You were close. Adam Driver. They have the same number of syllables.
Yeah.
So there's that.
And then
that movie wasn't held. That movie was kind of held up because of other reasons. That really wasn't held up because of him.
I thought it was.
No.
Well, what about the movie Batwoman?
Batgirl, you mean?
Batgirl. Is that what it was called?
Or was it Batwoman? Was it Batwoman?
I thought it was Batwoman.
That sounds terrible.
I don't even know if that thing will ever be released.
I don't know that it can. That Batwoman sounds terrible, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, it had to be Batwoman.
Batgirl movie gets shelved by, it was Batgirl. I don't know if they can release it, because here's the thing. They took a huge tax loss on it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they take a huge tax loss and then release it later, doesn't that violate the tax loss? I don't know. I'm not an accountant by any stretch.
Maybe they'll wait 7 years. I don't know.
I don't know that 7 years is that the IRS can't go after you after 7 years. I know that you throw away your receipts after 7 years, but I think I don't know. Corporations are different too.
Well, I know.
I would love to see that movie, by the way. And we probably aren't going to.
Look, from what they talked about, I don't know if there was ever a trailer released on it or not, but I would love to see that movie. In my case, I know of someone who was injured on a movie set, and legal, because he had a work injury, so sues. Not so much sues the production company, but goes through workers' comp. Well, a lawyer representing the production company, or the insurance who covered the production company, kept trying to tell this person that, well, we have proof that you worked on movies after that injury. And they gave a list. And that person that I know kept saying, what you're looking at are release dates, because they went to IMDb and
you can't use that as production. No,
right, because those are release dates.
Right.
So
every
movie that they scented, or not scented, every movie that the lawyer
said, I saw that too. That was polyester. We had the scratch and sniff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that
it was
those. He says those are release dates. Those are not production dates. So he shot that lawyer down real quick.
Yeah, but that particular client was a jerk. I really don't like that guy. He does things that are morally wrong and tries to make them. Oh, I'll move on. Okay, let's go on. So, Johnny, you were going to go see The Beekeeper. You didn't, did you?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes, I did.
So you went to see it at the Regency Theater?
Yes, I did.
Did you get your hot dog?
Yes, I did.
And popcorn?
Yes, I did.
Oh, nice.
And I got my refill.
They don't have refills at where we went. That's reason enough to go to there.
If you get a large.
Yeah. Oh, well, now they do have a refill and I went to the Cinemark. Mm-hmm. They do have a refill, but it's only on the extra large.
Oh,
I don't want an extra large. I mean, I want a lot of popcorn. Don't get me wrong. But
then there's the case of the one person who dumps their popcorn.
No, that was two people. I did it too, but we'll move on about that. The Cinemark is that's what I like about the Regency. The Regency does allow you to refill both your large popcorn and your large soda pop.
I didn't know that.
So yeah. So yeah, I saw something there recently too that I enjoyed, but I don't remember what it was. Anyway, so you went to see the Beekeeper. Scale of 1 to 10?
Scale of 1 to 10. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I have to give it an 11.
I would give it probably an 8. And the only reason is because, and this is what I said on KVTA this week, I said, it's big, it's loud, it's stupid, it's violent. I loved every minute of it.
I will admit there's only 2 things that I felt were out of place. Other than that,
what 2 things did you? Okay, for those of you who don't know the Beekeeper, Jason Statham stars as a man who's raising bees. He's a beekeeper, and he's renting space from this elderly woman who's played by Felicia Rashad. Even though they call her an elderly woman, it's hard for me to think of Felicia Rashad as an elderly woman. But anyway,
yeah, I agree.
She gets a phone call while she's working on her computer one day that says that her computer she gets a notification on her computer that says that her there's a virus on her computer and she's in danger. And there's a phone number for her to call. She calls, and of course it's these scam artists, and big time scam artists. They have like a call center where they take these things, and they take every penny she has plus $2 million from a charity that she's responsible for.
Yeah, that she's a chairperson of.
So and it's gone. It's all been taken by this company. Mm-hmm. Well, she can't live with that, and she blows her head off. She kills herself. Statham walks in, finds her, decides to find out what happened, and from that point on, he's going to clean the system from starting with the person who called her and took her money to all the way to the top, and it goes all the way to the top. And I won't tell you why, but it was a nice, funny surprise. And so anyway, so you got Statham cleaning up everybody, and because you find out that he's not just a beekeeper, he's a beekeeper. And beekeepers are a couple of levels above Navy SEALs. Mm-hmm. They're a secret elite force trained to fight and kill, and their job is to correct the system. And so he's correcting the system, and he corrects the hell out of it.
But he's a retired beekeeper.
That's true. That's true.
One of my favorite.
I love that because the first thing they do is they send the beekeepers after him, and he obliterates the first beekeeper. And then what happens? Yeah, we're not sending anybody else.
But one of my favorite lines in that is from a person a higher up person. She gets a phone call, and the guy that calls her says, a beekeeper. And she says, a beekeeper? Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
And it's her delivery. Oh, but 2 things I was not happy about.
All right, let's hear them, because I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Okay. One was the beekeeper they sent to get him.
Yeah.
Going.
She was out of a graphic novel.
Oh, it had to
crazy.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that. You know what? It was a little, Shelley and I agree. We both said it didn't really fit there, but she was kind of a cool character.
I did like the fact that, I don't want to say that.
Don't say it. No spoilers. Go see Beekeeper at your theater. Now, go. Stop listening to the show. Go.
And the other one was towards the end. The guy who said he killed a beekeeper.
I don't remember that part.
The guy with the prosthetic leg.
The guy, the Australian guy.
Yeah, the Australian.
Another cartoon character.
Exactly.
Those 2 people were big, and they both stood out so badly. It was like the sore thumb. But you look at the rest of the movie, it's a cartoon anyway.
And that's why I gave it an 11.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
It was a lot of fun. It's just exactly what you want from a Jason Statham movie. And this week on KVTA, I did a series of movies that have the same theme. People who aren't who you think they are, and somebody picks the wrong person. And that was one of them, the Beekeeper. They picked on the wrong person. He was, you know what I liked about Beekeeper? The action starts right away. When you watch the trailer, you get the feeling that, and this isn't, you've seen the trailer, so this isn't a spoiler. You get the feeling that it's going to end with him burning down the building. Oh no, it starts with him burning down the building. It goes on from there.
I like the way they ended it.
I was a little disappointed in the end. I thought it was a little soft. Well, but it wide open for a sequel.
That's why I like the end.
Probably not going to happen because the box office hasn't been great, but it's been, it's doing okay, but it's not great. So I don't know if we'll see that or not, but
I hope so, because like I said, I enjoyed the movie.
I thought it was a blast. I really, and here's the other thing. So as I was talking about what I said on KVTA this week, I reviewed that movie and enjoyed it a lot. And then I watched another movie called Role Play with Kaylee Kuko. And in Role Play, she's a happily married mom, got 2 kids, I think. She's got a great job. Her husband's got a great job. They're happy, but their sex life is a little stale. Mm-hmm. So they decide, well, let's do some role playing. So they both dress up as different people, different characters, and they go out to a local bar where they hope to just meet up by accident. Well, when the husband gets to the bar, his wife's already talking to somebody, and the guy's kind of hitting on her, and then, and they're trying to get away from him. They really can't. And come to find out that he's not just some guy hitting on her. He's part of an assassination squad, and she's a well-known assassin who's been keeping this secret all these years. Very True Lies-ish, Mm-hmm. It's okay. It's not great. I gave it a C- if I had to think of a grade for it. But the problem with it is that when Jason Statham's taking out a SWAT team, you buy it. When Kaylee Kuko's taking out 4 assassins, not so much. And, that has as much to do with direction and editing and acting as it does anything else. So Statham is as believable as Keanu Reeves. Because that he plays those parts like he could really do that. Yeah. Now, nobody could really do that because it's a movie. I mean,
Jason Statham.
The SWAT team scene was wonderful. They're all standing on the front porch of the front entrance to that building, and they're okay. So which way is he going to come in? There's only one way he can come in because he can't go in the back. The back's closed. Seems like this is the only in. And Statham walks up to the middle of them and goes, "Yeah, that's the way I'm going to go in. You can't go in the back." That was great. It was just a load of fun, and it was dumb as heck. Oh, yeah. But God, I loved it. I really did.
I mean, what was that movie that he did? He was a spy. It was a comedy, and it was with Melissa.
I believe it was called Spy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Even though his was a cameo,
I was a little bit more in a cameo because he was like filtered throughout it. But his character was great because he could do no wrong. He falls out of that plane at the end. I think that's what happened. And he's in like a parachute suit, and then 10 minutes later, he's walking with them and he's all in this brand new, fresh dress suit. And she looks at him. She goes, "Where did you get a suit?" And he's all, "Well, I made it, didn't I?"
That was what I like. Well, didn't I? Yeah. That was like a running joke.
Yeah,
didn't
I? Spy 2 is supposed to happen. And I will run. Let's see if there's any news on Spy 2. Because I will run to see that. I just love Statham. I don't know what it is, but he makes these big, stupid movies, but he makes them believable, except for the Fast and Furious movies, which are completely unbelievable. All right, so hold on. Let's look up Spy 2. Spy Kids 2. That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, it's not even it's in development. So we'll see if that happens or not. My hunch is we will.
Yeah. That would be nice.
But yeah, not at the moment. So,
but getting back to role play, isn't it kind of like True Lies was
there's a theme. It's just a theme, John. It's not a ripoff or anything else.
No, I'm not saying that.
I know you love to go back and say, well, wasn't that just like this? Yeah, it is. It's a theme. It's just a different angle on a theme.
And what was the one that Ashton Kutcher did, where it turns out he is I can't remember if he's an assassin or he's a spy.
There's so many of those stories. And I'm a sucker for those stories, by the way. I love those stories. In my opinion, the best one is A History of Violence, which is by David Cronenberg and stars Viggo Mortensen. And it's not a comedy action like these other ones are. It's a very serious film with very serious themes within that theme. And it's terrific. It's really excellent. But there's dozens, if not hundreds of those kind of movies, but I'm just a sucker for them. I love movies where people mess with somebody they shouldn't mess with. That's why I like Reacher.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Jack Reacher. They like, they bring 14 people to the hotel where he's staying, and he comes outside and the guy says, "There's 14 of us, only one of you. How do you think this is going to end?" And Reacher goes, "Badly. You want me to wait here while you get some more guys?"
What episode are you on?
Done. Watched them all.
Like I said, I'm savoring them. I'm doing one a week.
You have to do them one. You don't have a choice. They're not until now. Now you can watch them all, but
I think I just finished. I either finished episode 5 or episode 6. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
But I love that show.
It's terrific. It's great. And that guy, Alan Richardson, he is Jack Reacher. He just embodies that character in every possible way. The size, the manner, the dialogue. It's how you read the books. He said that he read all the books before he took the role, or before he started filming, probably. And you can tell he did, because he's got it down.
What's the name of that movie that he plays a man who's married, his wife dies, and he's raising his 2 kids, and one of the little girls is dying. She has a disease, and takes place in the wintertime. And
Bad news for women? I don't know.
No,
said his wife died and his daughter's dying. That's,
no. And there's a woman who starts a GoFundMe to help him get what he needs to save his daughter.
Doesn't ring a bell at all.
And what's the name of the actress who was in that Clint Eastwood?
Do you guys realize the Backseat Mogul show is kind of a quiz show at the same time it's a podcast?
Well, that I do it so our listening audience are yelling.
Alaska Daily.
No, well, yeah, she was in Alaska Daily, and I can't think of her name.
I always forget her name, and I shouldn't, because she's amazing. Hilary Swank.
Yeah, she's in this movie with the guy that plays Reacher.
Oh, I haven't seen it, because the only thing I've seen him in so far is Reacher, which is weird. I know, but
normally it's the other way around.
Not Jack Rich.
Ordinary Angels. That's it.
I never saw that. Nope.
No, I don't know if it's been released yet.
What does? Oh no, 2024. That's why I haven't seen it.
But I've been seeing a couple trailers from it.
Let's see what it says here. That doesn't sound like the kind of movie you'd expect Alan Richardson to make, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
Well, okay, he plays a father. Does he play a trained assassin father?
At his size, he probably could, but
no, he could, but never mind. Just let's move on.
But it looks like it should be a really good movie.
Alan Richardson, this is from cinemablend.com. Alan Richardson was already familiar to Smallville and Titans viewers for respectively playing Aquaman and Hawk. I never saw any of those. But now fans of the lead child created Jack Reacher are well acquainted with him too. Following Tom Cruise's run as the character in the cinematic realm last decade, Richardson is bringing Jack Reacher to life on Amazon's, this is my word, terrific Reacher series. And along with him obviously being overjoyed, he'll continue to play the role in the second season. It's also been announced that the actor is lined up to star in a movie with $1 Million Babies, Hilary Swank. Also awesome. The Ordinary Angels is based on the true story of a struggling hairdresser played by Hilary Swank, who rallies the community to help a widowed father played by Alan Richardson to save the life of his critically ill daughter. All of this happens while Kentucky is bombarded in the worst snowstorm in history. I think that's cool, because that does not sound like one of his superhero beat 'em up roles. He's playing just a dad, and just an ordinary dad who happens to be the size of a tank. But we were talking about that too, because Richard, I think, is 6'2", if I remember.
He's
correctly.
up there.
I think he's 6'2". 6'3" says here. So that's big.
Yeah.
That's tall, but it's not giant, right? My dad was 6'4", for example. Penn Jillette's 6'8". So there are people that are taller than him. But I wonder if they are choosing actors who are diminutive in order to make him look bigger, because he looks huge.
He looks,
maybe he is. I met Hulk Hogan. That man's a giant. So maybe Richardson is just like that, like Hulk Hogan. Let's see.
I met Terry Bollea myself.
Let's see. I don't know who that is, and don't try to look at John. Oh, I know his real name.
Well, that is Hulk Hogan's real name.
So you did.
In fact, I worked on a movie.
He's 6'7", so that's 4 inches taller than Richardson. So I don't know, but yeah.
In real life, he's a really nice guy.
He was super nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you hear the latest? Him and another person helped save a young lady, or save a person who was involved in an accident, and she was pinned in her car because of the airbag. And I believe they said he took a ballpoint pen and punctured the airbag so this person could get out of their car.
That's what it says. CBS News. Wrestler Hulk Hogan helped rescue teenage girl trapped in Florida car crash. But now she's suing him because he accidentally stabbed her twice with the pen. I made that
Only
part up, folks.
twice?
I made that part up. That is just a joke. Maybe not a funny joke, but thankfully I can't be sued because the joke isn't funny. That's nice. Good for him.
Yeah.
I like those kind of stories.
Especially with all the drama that has gone on in his life since he really stopped wrestling.
Well, he said some really stupid things.
Well, yeah, like I said, and all that drama.
Yeah.
But like you said, good for him.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Let's see. I wanted to talk also about Godzilla -1, which is the latest Godzilla movie. It's been in theaters. It was supposed to be in theaters for 2 weeks. When it was originally released back in, was it late November? It's still in theaters today. As a matter of fact, they're re-releasing it, and this I don't understand. I just don't understand this. They're re-releasing it in a black and white version. Why? Here's what they should have done, and they missed a major hurdle. I mean, a major opportunity. Godzilla -1 is in Japanese with subtitles. How many people don't like subtitles?
Me.
I'm going to say a lot of people don't like subtitles. So instead of releasing it in an English version dub so that more people from America would go see it, they're releasing this black and white version, which, okay, now that I think about it, the black and white version can go global like the rest of it is, while the English version is obviously going to the English countries. But I still think that would have generated a little more box office than a black and white version. I don't know how the director feels about Godzilla -1 being released in black and white, but I remember what George Miller said when they released at Mad Max Fury Road in black and white. He was upset about it. He said, I spent so much time getting those colors just right, and then they bleed him out for a black and white version. He's not wrong. That's not his vision. So I don't know what the director of Godzilla -1 thinks about that, but I wonder if he's having the same kind of like, I worked really hard in getting all that right.
Have you seen the movie yet?
Oh, yes. Yes, I
Okay.
have. We talked about it on this very show.
I'm sure that's what I thought we had.
It's awesome. It's currently at, and this is as of this past Friday, $98,229,000.
Wow.
It's almost to $100 million, which, the superhero movie makes that in a weekend these days. But Godzilla movies don't. This is the highest grossing foreign language film in history, or Japanese language film, I should say. It's a Godzilla movie that's doing this. It has won Best Picture at several award shows. It has won Best Foreign Film at several award shows. It is a Godzilla movie unlike any other Godzilla movie. And it's going to hit $100 million this weekend. That's stunning. And the best thing about it is the reported budget was $15 million.
Wow. And
when they asked the director, did you really have only a $15 million budget? He was 15. I wish. So it was less than that.
Yeah.
So that's
sure,
awesome.
Was it $15 million or 15 million yen?
$15 million.
Wow.
15 million. And like I said, it was actually less than 15 million. I wish we had $15 million. I tell you this, he'll get $50 million easy for his next movie. The sad thing is, and I mentioned this on many shows so far already, and I apologize, but he made the mistake of saying he wants to make a Star Wars movie. And I'm afraid that they'll give him a Star Wars movie because Disney apparently has been handing those out carte blanche. Every time somebody has one hit, they give him a Star Wars movie. And look where that's got him. Yeah. Not in very good shape with Star Wars. The Star Wars universe is not in terrific shape right now.
Did you hear the most latest Japanese news?
Most latest is redundant, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I have or not. What is it?
Japan is one of 5 or 6 countries that has landed a spacecraft on the moon.
Oh, I did hear that. It has nothing to do with showbiz, which I thought you might want to bring up on a showbiz show. But yes, I did hear that.
Well, in a sense, it is if you watch news on TV.
And
it's an unmanned spacecraft, I might add. Matter of fact, as far as we know, the only real people who have landed on the moon, unless you take Capricorn 1 and
if you do stop listening to the show, I can't deal with conspiracy theories.
Yes. The US is the only country that has actually landed a live person on the moon.
At this point, I'm pretty sure that the vast majority of future space exploration, at least within our lives, I mean, yours in the next 2 years and mine for, maybe 20, they're going to be unmanned because it's too expensive to make spacecraft habitable for a human being. When they can put, have you seen the little Martian crawlers that they've got?
Mm-hmm.
We saw the actual one at the JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory once. Your brother and I went down there for a press thing they had, and it's awesome, but it's just a little tractor. It's not a big deal. The one we saw was actually a miniature of the actual one that was, I think it was 3 times the 3 scale or something like that. But anyway, that's a hell of a lot easier to put into space than a rocket with people in the cabin. Now I know that SpaceX is doing the up and down trips, and that's all they do is they go up and they come down, which, by the way, if one of you billionaires out there wants to buy me a ticket, I'll go on that tomorrow. I know a lot of people say they wouldn't do it. Would you do it?
I don't know, honestly. The thrill.
Not the thrill. I just want to see space. I guess that's the thrill, but the thrill ride getting there and coming back is what. But I just, that show me,
as a matter of
because
fact,
I want to see if the Earth is really flat. I don't. Conspiracy theorists don't like you.
It's not flat. It's bumpy. No, as a matter of fact, last night, I don't remember what time it was. It was around 6, I guess. I did go outside hoping to see, even with the overcast, hoping to see.
Did they actually launch it though, or did they delay it again?
It was delayed, and probably because of the weather.
Yeah. 5 days now they've delayed it, right?
Yeah,
the new SpaceX launch.
And I doubt it. Well, I don't know if it's because of weather or not. I doubt if it'll go off until, if there's a break in the weather, they might do it.
Well,
but I don't think
I think it's going to go today after all, because they installed windshield wipers.
Oh,
so
did they get the Michelin X ones?
Are those good ones?
Well, that's what Michelin says.
Oh, I bought a pair of, how do we get on weird topics in this show? I bought a pair last year of these windshield wipers. And when I installed them and tried them out, I thought these are the best windshield wipers I've ever bought. 2 weeks later, they were already streaking. And now the same ones are on there, when I use it, it squeaks. It's like, I got to find a decent pair, which is why I asked, are the Michelin ones any good? But you don't know. All you listen to is advertising.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else we got. We can talk about if there's anything else, because we got 10 minutes left. Let's see what's going on here.
Well, technically we got more than 10 minutes if you wanted to.
No, I'm talking about how long the audience can tolerate us.
Oh.
Let's see. What else have you watched? You watch anything else, Johnny?
Well,
let me go back real quick. Did you when you went to the theater to see
the
Beekeeper, presentation, sound, film?
No, I give it all good.
Okay. Hot dog?
Most excellent.
How much was the hot dog?
What was it?
They used to be $1, and then they went to $1.50.
I think it's they're $2 plus tax.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
I'm okay with that. That's cool.
What I don't like about that theater, and I guess maybe all theaters are doing it now. Do you remember that when you were a manager there, you had the pump where you could pump your own ketchup or mustard and the relish?
I don't think we had pumps.
Okay.
I think we had packets.
Well,
I know they've installed them since then, or they have the butter one.
They've gone back to packets.
Okay.
And
you know why? COVID.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think
they probably went back to packets during COVID and just didn't switch back. Like that's what Cinemark pulled. They stopped the refills of the popcorn because of COVID issues, and then they went, you know what, we're not going to go back. Just don't tell anybody. And so even though COVID's back, great, thanks.
I think Costco has gone to the packets as well. I haven't bought a hot dog in Costco in a while, but I think the last time I did, it was packets.
See, I don't know because I don't put anything on my hot dog. I eat naked. So I don't know. But I'm glad the hot dog was good. See, we go from everything in this show, from movies to TV to Burt Reynolds to hot dogs. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge hot dog fan, and it's hard to find a good hot dog these days.
What are you watching on TV? I know new episodes of a lot of shows aren't going to start until either towards the end of this month or sometime next month. But what are you watching?
Well, we've been catching up on Transplant, which is it was on NBC originally, and then it's ended up on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
A couple shows we've been catching up on. Transplant is the one about the doctor from Syria, I believe, who comes to the United States, and he's a brilliant doctor. And this is one of the things that bugs me about any show. He's a brilliant doctor, probably the best doctor in the business. And yet every time he tries to do something, somebody says, no, that's not right. We're going to do it this way. And then what happens? Turns out he was right. It's like Monk. Every time Monk solves the case, no, that's not what happened. It's Monk. That's what happened.
Yeah, and it's kind of
it gets annoying.
It's sort of like The Good Doctor.
The same thing. Yeah, same thing. I get it. You have to have conflict, so you have to do that. But it gets a little old when somebody realizes, especially like in the case of Monk. Don't get me wrong, one of my favorite TV shows of all time. But you would think that his friend, the chief of police, would know that if Monk says this, it's right. But no, he always challenges Monk.
Captain Stottlemyre.
You should know Stottlemyre. So that's part of the problem for me because but in recent episodes, they've actually given him some flaws that make maybe he's not, he's terrific, but maybe he's not ready for these things that he wants to do. And he's in a Canadian hospital and he's trying to get his Canadian citizenship. So that's a nice understory as well. And it's a very good show, but we missed the last season until now. We just finished watching it last night. And I guess season 4 is due soon. And it'll be the final season for Transplant. But Transplant's a very, very good show. So we're caught up on that. We also caught up on, and I'm going to miss this show when it goes away, What We Do in the Shadows. Story. I can't believe you don't watch that show.
What's it on?
AMC, Hulu. That's probably, maybe it's FX, Hulu, I should say.
I don't get either one of those.
Yeah, that's a problem because that's where you have to watch it. What We Do in the Shadows is based on the movie by
somebody.
I want to say his name because I learned how to say it and I've already forgotten it. Tahiti. And Tahiti Wakiki. I think that's what it is. And it's about a group of vampires who are just the worst human beings to ever live on the planet.
Vampires?
They're terrible humans. They're terrible vampires. They're just awful people. They have a familiar whose name is Guillermo, who's worked for them for years. And all Guillermo wants is one of them to bite him and become a vampire. But they won't do it because, first of all, they abuse Guillermo horribly. And secondly, they couldn't live without Guillermo. So the series came out after the movie, and the series captured every essence of the movie. And it is hysterically fall down funny. They got guest stars who show up all the time. Doug Jones from Star Trek Discovery plays the Vampire King. And every time the Vampire King comes over, Guillermo runs over to open the door for him to let him go, to let him leave. And the sun's up and he fries him. It's just funny stuff. And I know you love vampire stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't believe that you haven't seen a single episode of.
Just because I don't get that.
It's got to be, what channels do you get?
I get your regular ABC, NBC, CBS.
Yeah, I'm talking about streaming networks.
Prime and Netflix.
Check those because there's a lot of interaction going on between right now with the streaming networks. So there's a lot of HBO stuff on Netflix now, which is interesting. Of course, they're not giving you the new stuff; they're giving you the old stuff, but it's there, so you can find it. So check it out and see. We'll look it up real quick. Okay. Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows it couldn't be better. It's raunchy. It's R-rated for sure. The cast is terrific. There we are. What we do in this. Look into the nightly lives of 4 vampires and their smartphones. Oh, sorry, that's an ad. Who have lived together on Staten Island for over a century. It's FX. You can watch it now on the ABC streaming network, the Hulu streaming network, and you can rent a season for $14.69 on Prime Video.
I have to decide whether I'm going to do that or not.
I'm telling you, you'll be very happy if you do. It's really, really good stuff. There's one of the vampires he's not a blood vampire. He's an energy vampire, and he sucks people's energy by boring them. It's just great stuff, man. It's really, really good. And then I wish I could find some of the guest stars. Kristen Schaal is on it on a regular basis. Remember her from other shows? Can't think of the show she was on. Went right out of my head.
You've been hanging around me too long.
No, that is true. Let's see what we do
Who
in the
plays
shadows.
Guillermo?
Guest stars. Guillermo is Harvey Guillon. He's great in that too. So the guest stars have included Benedict Wong, Scott Bakula, Doug Jones, Mark Hamill, Craig Robinson, Haley Joel Osment, Nick Kroll, Donal Logg, and Vanessa Bayer.
Oh my goodness.
So some good stars coming in there as well. Mark Hamill was terrific in this show. Haley Joel Osment was also amazing. And I think he played himself, if I remember correctly. So lots of good stuff there on What We Do in the Shadows. What else? What foreign TV shows have you been watching? Because I know that's pretty much all you watch.
A lot of English television, TV shows, some Australian TV shows.
We're going to name
and
them or
some
just countries?
Canadian. As far as the Australian shows go, one that I just recently finished was Blue Healers. And it's about a police force, a small.
I was
town.
watching the movie that's based on last night. It was Avatar: The Way of Water. Oh, is that a different Blue Healers? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's about a small town, small Australian town who has a very small police station. Some of it can be dramatic, but for the most part, I would say a lot of it has a lot of comedy in it. I quite enjoyed it. I finished the series. Well, I didn't finish the series. I finished what Prime Video has allowed us to watch. Apparently, they haven't gotten the rest of the episodes.
Well, they're probably giving you those episodes free so you can subscribe to another network and watch the rest of them.
Well, another one I finished watching.
By the way, Blue Healers, original title was Boys in Blue, but they changed it to Blue Healers, which apparently is a dog breed. Doug's dog was a Blue Healer. According to this, Australian cattle dog.
Oh,
is a
quite
Blue
interesting.
Healer. I didn't know that. All right. What other show are you watching?
It's another police drama. This is very drama. It's called City Homicide. And I really enjoyed that. It's another one of those shows that they didn't, they only gave us a limited amount of seasons to watch. And you don't get to see, I guess it's the last season, which is a shame. It kind of wraps up. That's one thing I like about different shows, especially like Australian shows, English shows. They will wrap up an entire series. But then
did you watch how many seasons did you watch?
Oh God, I don't remember.
Because it says there's 4 seasons and a miniseries.
Yeah, I did not get to see the miniseries. I did see the 4 seasons, but I did not get to see the miniseries. Another one was Water Rats. And there's another one that's very similar to that. It's about emergency services. And that's in it's Australian or New Zealand, one or the other.
That's an old show.
Yeah.
No, it's not that old. I thought it said 1966. It's 1996. So still old, but not as old. Colin Friels was a star in that. That's pretty impressive.
As a matter of fact, the new, getting back to Blue Healers, one of the actors in it plays a cop, obviously. He's in a new TV series. It's called NCIS Sydney. And it's about an NCIS
in Sydney. What are the odds?
Crew in Sydney, Australia. Oh. And one of the actors from Blue Healers, he plays a doctor who is a forensics doctor who is on this NCIS team. He's not really an NCIS person. He's on loan from the Australian police.
Okay, very good.
So, and then I've finished watching the complete series of Leverage.
The original series?
The original series. And which is really good because watching the final episode of the series, I don't remember ever seeing that one before. And that was a TV series I really enjoyed.
Which one?
On Leverage.
Oh, yes. Leverage was great.
Now,
And the Leverage Legacy, is that what it's called?
Redemption.
Redemption is also great.
And I'm
coming back soon.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Another one that I'm watching, one of the actors who is on Leverage and Leverage Redemption, he plays the hitter. He has another TV show which takes place in the Philippines, and it's called Almost Paradise.
Oh yeah, that's with what's his name?
God, I can see him playing stage.
It's a good character. He's good. Yeah.
He also played a lawyer working for bad vampires in Angel.
I didn't ever see
Angel was a spinoff of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I thought that guy would make a good Mike Hammer if he wasn't so countrified.
Oh yeah,
because he's got that edge for him. All right, folks. So we're out of here for this week. Thank you for listening. There will be a show next week. There will not be a show the following week because I will not be up that morning, February 2nd, 3rd, in time to get to the show because we're having my big retirement party at La Cabana that evening. So
that's what we could do. We'll do a remote from there.
No,
that would be fun.
No, it'd be bad. It'd be bad for a lot of reasons.
Well
no, it'd be bad. Bad.
It'd be our own reel.
Yeah. So we're going to end as always with the Grape here out in Ventura. The Grape is the best jazz bar in Ventura, music bar in general. They have incredible cocktails. They have, sorry, I got lost here. They have incredible cocktails. You can get food, which they serve from the sandwich shop next door. Mm-hmm. And that sandwich shop is amazing as well. The best staff in town, the friendliest folks you can deal with. They all do this for passion. As they often tell us, we're not doing this for money, obviously. We're doing this for passion. So they get some great names through there. They get some great cocktails, always great music. They have a piano player who sits in the front and plays. Highly recommend you get to the Grape. Also, the folks from the Grape have a TV show called Cafe Underway, which you can find on YouTube. I think it's just at Underway Cafe, and it'll show up Cafe Underway. Got to get the order right or it doesn't work. And it's a show about chefs, famous chefs from the area who, the first part of the show, they make one of their signature dishes. Now, the first episode is the guy from Malibu Brewing who makes this delicious cheeseburger at his brewery there. Well, they take him out in a boat and they put him in a tiny little kitchen and they say, do it again. So he has to make his cheeseburger while the boat's going up and down and right and left. He's at this tiny little kitchen and it's a lot of fun. So you should check it out. There's more episodes coming soon for Cafe Underway. But in the meantime, we'll see you next week. And here is our friends, the Grape. Brought to you by The Grape, Ventura County's premier jazz venue and cocktail lounge, located at 2733 East Main Street in Ventura. For menu and music schedule, visit them online at thegrape.club. This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.